V is very, very extraordinary.
Welcome to the opening day. Oh, that is a wonderful shot.
Very good morning to you and a warm welcome from Emirates Old Trafford. We've got a double header in the Vitality T20 Blast here throughout the day, and it starts with Lancashire Thunder against the Blaze. Just a moment or so we will see the two captains getting things underway as far as the toss is concerned to decide who bats and who bowls. But we are delighted to tell you that this is our Pride Round. We're going to be supporting various LGBTQ+ projects throughout the day. We're also going to be raising money for the LGBT Foundation. We want everybody to know that everybody coming through the gates here at Emirates Old Trafford is safe and welcome. More on that throughout the day and throughout the afternoon. But first of all, let's head straight over to the wicket, because Kirsty Gordon of the Blaze is about to get things off and underway, and Ellie Threlkeld of the Lancashire Thunder will be calling as well. So we're going to see who bats and who bowls first, as the umpires just explain the final few bits and bobs as far as the rules are concerned. In the middle this afternoon, the umpires are Neil Pratt and Amy Clark. Sun's starting to come out here at Emirates Old Trafford. We've got quite a lot of crowd around, but we're hopeful that we will get the full game in.
So Ellie Threlkeld throws the coin. Oh, Kirsty Gordon has called it, and I think she's decided to bowl. Let's get Kirsty over. Kirsty, come and have a quick chat. You had to think about that for a while there, didn't you?
Yeah, well, we were playing back-to-back games, so just a bit forgetful this morning. But no, that's all good. We're happy we won the toss, and yeah, we want to bowl first and have a chase.
Obviously, like you say, back-to-back games. This competition is relentless to an extent, isn't it?
It is, yeah, but everyone's in the same boat, really, so we just got to get on with it. We had a pretty easy journey up last night, so it was all good.
Very strange to see a tied game for you in the first round against the Bears yesterday. How was that?
Yeah, it was not good for the nerves, but there's so many learnings we can take from that. I think we bowled well in patches, but T20 is just so different to 50 over 9. I think we're playing such good pitches as well that batters are really taking down bowling attacks. So I think we'll be better off from that game yesterday, and obviously it's these guys' first game, so we're hoping that we're a bit more battle hardened.
Go well today. Thanks very much indeed for joining us. Let's bring in Ellie Threlkeld, the victorious captain, having won the T20 County Cup just a few days ago. Has everybody come down off cloud nine yet?
Yeah, I think so, just about. Yeah, obviously 2 more trophies that we can compete for, so reset and go again today.
What is the feeling amongst the players? Because it must be one of huge confidence having got that first trophy in the cabinet.
Yeah, definitely. It was a special day. Really proud of all the girls, but yeah, hope we can take some of the momentum we've built in that competition into this one.
As far as your side is concerned today, how strong are you looking? How confident is everybody?
Yeah, feeling confident. Side similar to finals day. Mahika Gore comes in for Kate Cross and Katie Mack comes in for Emma Lamb.
And how confident is everybody as far as this competition is concerned now? Because obviously, having got that first trophy in the cabinet, the momentum is huge. There must be a great feeling amongst everybody involved here.
Yeah, definitely. I think we've been playing some really good cricket this year. So yeah, hopefully we can continue doing that. And it's the start of a new competition, so starting from zero again. So hopefully we can go well today.
Go well, Ellie. Thanks very much indeed for joining us. Ellie Threlkeld there, victorious captain, having won the T20 County Cup. Loads to come over the course of the day here. Don't forget, the Emirates First Ball Flyer is going to be back a little bit later on. You've got a double chance to possibly win a couple of tickets to Dubai, courtesy of our principal sponsors, Emirates. But let's have a little look back at that momentous day down in Taunton on Monday, where Lancashire Thunder picked up their first professional trophy. Well, here we are in C stands. Fans starting to gather here ahead of Thunder's first game. I've got Mark and Emma who have come all the way from Liverpool, but you guys are members, aren't you? So you're regulars here.
Yeah, we try and come here to all the Blast games and some of the county championship games when we can.
You were here on Thursday night as well, I understand, is that right?
Yeah, we were. We really enjoyed the first T20 match of the season, and we were just up on the edge, so we had a really great view of the game as well, which was fantastic.
It was a bit of a nail biter, wasn't it?
It was 8 runs in it, I think. 7 runs at the end, so it was fantastic. Really exciting to watch, so really enjoyed it.
How were your nerves, Mark, as far as that was concerned?
It was a bit of a roller coaster, I think. Touch and go, especially after the power play.
That's T20 cricket though, isn't it? That's why we love it.
It is, absolutely. No, it's the best fun.
So how much are you looking forward to seeing the Thunder get their campaign underway here this morning? It's great to have you guys here. Are you excited?
Absolutely, yeah. They're straight off the back of a cup win. So another couple of competitions to go at this season, and fingers crossed the girls can do it.
Emma, how proud are you of the women's team for getting their first professional trophy?
It's a fantastic achievement, girl power, and just winning the first trophy sets them up really well for the season, I would imagine. So fingers crossed, win for the first T20 match for them at Old Trafford would be amazing.
You think it's going to be the first trophy of many for the girls?
Yes, definitely. Run on their success now from Monday onwards, so sending them lots of positive energy. I hope they do really well.
I second that. Now, you guys were here on Thursday night, as you say, so you remember, you must have seen the Emirates first ball flyer. Do you remember much about it?
Yeah, absolutely. Inches away from giving away to...
We were so close, weren't we?
Yeah, absolutely. Fingers crossed. Is there 2 attempts today?
Now this is it. Because we've got a double header here today, you've got 2 chances to possibly win 2 trips to Dubai, 2 tickets to Dubai. So how would you fancy... Have you been to Dubai before?
No.
How would you fancy that? You fancy a couple of weeks in Dubai? That do you?
I wouldn't mind a couple of weeks in Dubai. Definitely not. It sounds amazing.
If you were the winner, would you be taking him with you?
Yeah, I would have. It's my husband.
You had to think about that, didn't you?
No, of course I will take my husband with me. It'll be an amazing, exciting place to go to. So it's one of those places that like to visit. It looks amazing. So yeah, definitely. Fingers crossed.
I think whether or not you actually win the tickets, Emma's got her eye on the trip to Dubai. Whether you like it or not here, Mark, you might be having to dig your wallet out, I think.
No, come on, you can't be giving her ideas like that. That's not right.
I'll tell you what, we'll have a word with Emirates, see whether you can get you a mates rates discount or something like that. I'm sure we'll know somebody somewhere along the line. Right, best of luck, guys, as far as the Emirates first ball flyer is concerned. Also, best of luck in terms of the game today. I hope you really enjoy it. Thanks for coming out. We really appreciate your support. Great stuff. Thanks, guys. Emma and Mark are absolutely loving it here. Wherever you are around the world watching this feed, then get onto the socials, send us a message on X, on Instagram, get on YouTube. Just tell us where you are, how you're enjoying the game, how you're watching the game today as well. Get involved, get on the socials and send us a message. We are looking forward to the Thunder against the Blaze. That's the first game coming up very shortly. We'll have the confirmed team news in just a minute or two.
"1864. We were first class then, and we're first class now. With a dream to spread cricket through Lancashire's towns, where girls and boys, with willow and leather, become more than a badge, but the red rose together.
A club where more than legends are made, but friendships, obsessions, moments replayed on our screens, in our minds, in our hearts forever. 'Cause it's who we are, our DNA, the red rose together.
Statham, Briggs, Jimmy, Freddie and Joss Chappie, Sir Clive Lloyd, Carol Hodges, Kate Cross. What a roll call. It's a hard one to measure, with future names still to be written on the red rose together.
We're all about people. It's what the red rose really means. Yeah, the ones signing autographs, but the ones behind the scenes.
Our community, grassroots, the ones that feel tethered. Whether you're from here or belong here, we're the red rose together.
And what about this place? Talk about world-class venues. Internationals, gigs, events. You can choose from a menu of triumph, of disaster, of pain, or pleasure.
We've seen it all at Emirates Old Trafford with the Red Rose together.
Red ball, white ball, lightning and thunder.
Have you ever sat back? Have you ever just wondered how far we've come? The storms we've weathered, or how far we'll go as the Red rolls together.
So, as you heard a little bit earlier, the Blaze have won the toss and they have decided to field. This is their team this afternoon. Marie Kelly, Georgia Elwis, Catherine Bryce, Sarah Bryce, Maddie Green, Ella Claridge, Michaela Kirk, Sarah Glenn, Captain Kirsty Gordon, Cassidy McCarthy, and Grace Ballinger. And your Lancashire Thunder team for this afternoon are as follows. Katie Mack, Tilly Casterman, Saren Smale, Fee Morris, Captain Ellie Threlkeld, Sophie Eccleston, Elsa Lister, Tara Norris, Grace Potts, Mahika Gore, and Sophie Morris. Well, the selections are in. Paul Shaw is here with me. First of all, Paul, you must be absolutely delighted with this team, having got their first professional trophy in the cabinet. That must be an amazing feeling for you.
Absolutely fantastic. So delighted for everyone involved with the club. The performances down in Taunton on Monday evening was fantastic. I watched it on Lancs TV. Really special for Ellie. She's worked really hard over a number of years. Have the players, the coaching staff with Reedy, they've done really, really well. And also special thanks, I think, to David Thorley and Daniel Gidney here at the club that's invested massively over the last few years. And the sponsors that he's been able to bring in to invest in the club have been absolutely fantastic. And now it's bearing fruit.
It is, and it's great to see that because, as you say, we all know the hard work that has been put in at this club, particularly by the players as well. And we've had a core group of players that have been here for a number of years now. A few have come in, a few have gone, but there's development going on in terms of some of the young players coming through as well. So it's a real emphasis, it's a real illustration, isn't it, that if you put the hard work in, if you build it, success will come.
Absolutely, and there's no shortcuts in this. It takes time. You build the foundations, then you move on to the next floor, and then you eventually get to put the roof on the house, but it takes a little while to get to that. So the work that the players have put in, the coaching staff over a number of years now, you know, it's absolutely fantastic, and they've got the just desserts. And now the important thing is two big competitions starting today. The Blaze here, they're really important they get off to a flying start today, and also they're going really well in the 50 over competition, and they're well set for the second half of the season. So work's not done, but it's potentially one of the best seasons they could ever have.
Massive boost for confidence for everybody concerned, though. Now that they know that they have that ability to be able to win a trophy, is that a big obstacle in itself to just get over that first hurdle to realise, yes, actually, we can do this, we are capable of winning?
Absolutely, because confidence and true belief only comes from actually doing it. So once you've done it, then you start believing. And you look at the work that you've done and the work that you need to do, and that confidence gives you almost a springboard to start believing, and then, you know, to take on the really top quality players and top quality teams around the country and give yourself the best chance of finishing high, but also looking to get further silverware.
Looking at the side this afternoon versus the Blaze, I mean, we've got perfect illustrations of what we were just talking about in someone like Mahika Gore, who was a little gem who's come through the academy system. We've now got Tilly Kestevan as well, who looks like she's going to be a real star with the bat. So the talent is out there. It's just a case of us being able to find it and bring it through.
Absolutely, there's loads of talent out there, lots of potential, and the club's getting better and better and better through its community network and development officers and coaches pulling in young girls, you know, that could be really exciting and smashing boundaries for the next generations over the next 10, 20 years, because you're not just thinking the next few years, you're thinking long term, and actually young players coming through, good coaching systems in place, all of a sudden you've got a self-sustaining pathway.
As for the Blaze, we know plenty about them. We've seen them here on many an occasion before, of course. They're missing a couple of their England stars, particularly today. No Nat Sciver-Brunt, no Tammy Beaumont, but they are still a decent side. We do know, though, having got a win over them in the semi-finals just a few days ago, they're a team that Lancashire can beat.
Absolutely, and Lancashire should be confident because they've beat them 3 times this year, and especially in a big game on Monday. But, you know, with the Bryce sisters, with both bat and ball, you've got Glenn in there as well, the leg spinner, the England leg spinner's available. You know, they're going to be a really tough opposition. They've got an ultimate competitor in Kirsty Gordon, their captain. So from that perspective, it's going to be really tough for the Thunder side. But I think you've got 2 evenly matched teams. So far this season, Thunder's got the edge, but I think it's set now for a really, really good game of cricket.
OK, Paul, thanks very much indeed for the moment. Don't forget, tons coming up throughout the course of the afternoon. It's our Pride round here at Emirates Old Trafford. We're making sure that everybody who comes through the doors here knows that cricket is an inclusive game. We want you to feel safe. We want you to feel welcome. We've got the Emirates first ball flyer. That's going to be coming up very soon as well. Remember, if the first bowler for Lancashire takes the wicket with the very first ball, somebody here could be winning 2 tickets to Dubai, courtesy of Emirates. And of course, we want you to get involved, get in touch with us on the socials, on X, on Instagram, all over the place. Let us know how you're enjoying the game, where you are around the world watching it. Send us a picture, we'd love to see. Get involved, please do that. So the Blaze versus the Thunder coming up here at Emirates Old Trafford very, very shortly. But before that, let's just have a little recap of the T20 rules.
Each match is played by 2 teams of 11 players. Some are batters, some are bowlers, and there's 1 wicket-keeper. Both teams have a chance to bat and bowl. Look out for the coin toss. That's how they decide which team bats or bowls first. Each team has 20 overs to score as many runs as possible. The team with the most runs wins the game. 1 over is made up of 6 good deliveries from the bowler. To score runs, batters hit the ball and run between the stumps. If the ball reaches the boundary, it's 4 runs, and if it gets there without bouncing, that's a 6. While the batting team is scoring runs, the bowling team are trying to stop them and get the batters out by taking wickets. A few ways batters can be out are bowled, caught, run out, stumped, and LBW. Watch out for signals from the umpires, 4s, 6s, wickets, and these when a bad delivery has been bowled. Bad deliveries add runs to the batting team's score, and the bowler must bowl an extra ball. If you see the umpire doing this, the next ball is a free hit, and the batter cannot be out, bowled, caught, LBW, or stumped. And those are all the basics you need to know to get behind your team in this year's Vitality Blast competition.
When I was a kid, there was no professional women's cricket. I didn't even think that women could be professional sports people.
Especially early on, it just didn't really seem like there was a career in it. To support myself around cricket, I had to work at the petrol garage.
I was the only girl, so I stood out.
I'd love for young girls to be able to dream about being an athlete and it to be achievable.
Thanks to the Hilton funding my contract, it's allowed me to play the game that I love all day, every day.
We're like an engine and we need to be fueled with the right gas.
Without funding, we can't be visible. You can't be what you can't see.
As a team, it feels like we're breaking boundaries.
Thunder and Lancashire always want to put women's cricket at the forefront, and now I think that's really shining through.
It's mad to think that without the Hilton funding, like, we wouldn't be playing cricket every day, training.
Well, we could be, but we wouldn't have any money.
Yeah, true.
This is one that Lancs would feel they have to win.
You know, and that's what we want in women's cricket, competitive games.
playing some really good cricket, so just trying to do that for longer.
Here we go then, not too far away from the first game of our T20 double header, live from Emirates Old Trafford. Midday starts for Lancashire Thunder against the Blaze, and a 4 p.m. start for Lancashire Lightning against the Notts Outlaws. Scott Reed and Faith Florence here up in the commentary box to get you underway. We're going to hear from Paul Shaw, and we've got Dave Bracegirdle from BBC Radio Nottingham as well. This opening fixture, and indeed the second game of the day, broadcast live on Emirates, from Emirates Old Trafford on Lancs TV and the BBC Sport website and app, and it is the club's first ever Pride fixture, hosting the first Pride T20 fixture, and the club also raising money for the LGBT Foundation as well through the course of the day. And there's loads of events taking place. There's face painting going on, there's various activities, loads of different things for young and old cricket fans to enjoy. You don't need to be young to enjoy a fan village and some face painting. You can be any age to have your face painted. Why not? So we've got plenty of Pride flags flutting around the ground. We've got up on the screen, you can see the rainbow colours of Emirates Old Trafford, and the flags here as well on the roof of the pavilion. Also with the Pride rainbow flags flying proudly on the top of the pavilion here at Emirates Old Trafford as well. So a lovely fixture to celebrate the club's first Pride T20 game, and hopefully, Faith, a very good game of cricket against two sides who have got very contrasting memories of the last time that they faced each other. Good morning.
Good morning, Scott. Good morning, everybody listening. It's such a fantastic occasion. Really thrilled to be here. Welcome to all of you listeners. It's so great to see a smattering of people arriving into the grounds on this beautiful day at Emirates Old Trafford for this fixture, Lancashire Thunder against the Blaze. Yes, and the last time that they met, you mentioned, Scott, in that T20 Cup semi-final. It was Lancashire that came away the winners from quite a nervy encounter, I think, and went on to lift the trophy. So, yeah, I'm sure that will be, well, I'm sure they've moved on, but also be slightly fresh in the mind, in the back of the mind of the Blaze, that they really need to know what to do and right the wrongs, correct any of the mistakes they made, and come away with a win from this fixture is what they'll be aiming to do, of course. And Lancashire are going to want to put on a really good show for their fans and continue the amazing momentum and good fortune that they've had this season.
Yes, this is Lancashire's first game since finals day on Monday. We had Phoebe Graham with us on Thursday evening for the opening men's blast fixture with a slightly croaky voice. I reckon a few celebrations were had on Monday in Taunton, and why not? But
exactly.
The first game since that fixture. However, the Blaze have played already, and they were involved in a pretty dramatic fixture last night.
Yes, they definitely were. I was watching that one, and you know, I think anybody would have thought around the halfway stage and even earlier on, in fact, even up to 3/4 of the way through the match, that the Blaze were going to run away with that game. But it actually ended up in a tie. So yeah, very dramatic, and I'm sure, you know, the Blaze won't want to repeat anything like that today, and want to make sure they get over the line.
Yes, chasing 161 to win. Yeah. Finished on 160 for 4. Yeah, pretty dramatic opening fixture for the Blaze. Viewers on Lancs TV were heading down pitch side with Evan Fraser. Welcome everybody to Emirates Old Trafford. This is our Pride round, and we want everybody coming through the gates to know here that they are welcome and safe. So, ladies and gentlemen, please give a huge warm welcome, with a guard of honour from Walsden Cricket Club, our umpires this afternoon, Neil Pratt and Amy Clark. And please welcome to the pitch our visitors this afternoon, the Blaze. Emirates Old Trafford, are you ready? Please give a huge warm welcome to the pitch for the opening batters for Lancashire Thunder!
Was an absolute revelation, and it's interesting because I think now a lot of people think, right, Thunder will have shaken off that underdog tag that they used to have, and really should be kind of leading from the front and have, well, you might say the weight of expectation, but actually it should be lifting them, you know, from another perspective, or that expectation that they can do well and that they can dominate and win games easily. So.
I suppose once you get over the line, once you win the first trophy,
it's a habit, isn't it?
It should be, shouldn't it? Yeah, and having got to finals day a couple of years ago where they lost at finals day, back a few years later, but then go on to lift the trophy, you're kind of hoping that this could be the start of a bit of a golden era for women's cricket in Lancashire. Am I getting too excited?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. I think, you know, it's been a long time coming, as many have said, and perhaps now the time has arrived, right?
Well, let's hope so. See if the time has arrived. The Blaze, on the back of that pretty dramatic tie, have already got one T20 game under their belt in this year's T20 Blast. Obviously played quite a bit of T20 County Cup action, having reached finals day. But this is Thunder's first Vitality T20 game of this group campaign. So we're pretty much set. There's a slip in place on the attack, nice and early here, the Blaze. Be Grace Ballinger to get us underway from the Brian Statham end, and Tilly Kesteven on strike with Katie Mack at the non-strikers end. Two fielders outside the fielding circle, deep third and deep backward square. That's just tucked away towards the onside, and there's no run. We are up and running then, the first of this double header live from Emirates Old Trafford. Love a double header.
I do too. It's just such a fantastic day for supporters. 2 games of cricket for the price of 1.
What's not to like? Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah, I do like a double header. Forecast is good. It's improved. I think there was a suggestion that might get the odd shower, but that looks like it's all disappeared. So hopefully a nice day of cricket ahead. Just runs up the thigh pad as Ballinger from over the wicket, just trying to work it away to the leg side. Just drops back down the pitch. And Sarah Bryce, the keeper, comes from behind the stumps to field. For Tilly Kesteven, this is one heck of a start to her life in the Thunder shirt, isn't it? Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think people who'd been expecting maybe to see, or got used to seeing Eve Jones picked up a bit of an injury, but Kesteven's also a left-handed batter.
77 in the final on Monday. On strike now, pushing away towards the onside. And there is no run, fielded at mid-wicket.
Yeah, if anyone felt she had anything to prove, I think she's definitely proved it. That's where she belongs, at the top of the order in Lancashire, and hopefully can go on to do great things for the side in this competition.
She's from the Cheshire Leagues, is that right?
Yeah, that's right. She plays for Cumbria at the moment. Okay. Well, Lancashire now, but Cumbria before.
So we're halfway through the first over. Here's Ballinger over the wicket, balls again. Here we go. First runs on the board, worked away through the leg side. And beautifully timed, in fact, all the way for 4. Lovely shot. Leans into it and works it in front of square for 4.
Yeah, really good timing, because it didn't look to have the pace at first to go all the way. You thought the fielders might catch up with it, but just so beautifully placed. So more of what we had a sighter of in that T20 Cup.
It's amazing how things can happen, aren't it? With an injury to Eve Jones, it creates an opportunity in the side, and I guess it's over to the player, isn't it? Can you try and make the most of it? Until he's done that so far. Trying to work it to the leg side. Another appeal for LBW. Suspect that's angling away down the leg side. Actually, a little bit of bat on that. It's been giving us a run, so a little thin inside edge.
It sounded a bit woody, like it had hit some kind of a bat, but clearly the Blaze are up and about. Make sure you get those appeals in if you think you might have the slightest sniff at a wicket there.
Yeah, a couple of early appeals here to get the game underway. 1 ball left of the first over of the match. And Katie Mack on strike for the first time. And here comes Ballinger. This slightly angled approach, left arm over balls, and push back towards Grace Ballinger, who signs off the first over. 5 runs coming from it. That lovely shot for 4 through the leg side, and then the single as well. So 5 without loss. 1 over into this opening game of this T20 double header.
Yeah, good start there for Lancashire, and well, a couple of shouts that came to nothing for the Blaze, but they'll feel that that first over hasn't sort of run away from them.
Just looking at, we mentioned Eve Jones and the injury to Eve. I mean, no injury comes at a good time, does it? But you look at the runs that Eve Jones has got this season, the scores that she's got this season. 97, 107, 57, 52, 33 and 60. It's not a good time to have an injury, that is it, when you're in such good form. But
no, it's really a great shame, and yeah, no, we'll be feeling it more than her to miss out. But she's backing the team. It's Catherine Bryce into Kesteven, who hits out on the onside, gathered by the fielder. No run. Bryce into Kesteven. It's that straight past the bowler. They will scamper through for 1 run. It's gathered by the fielder in the ring. Adding 1 run to the total, and Katie Mack back on strike.
Plenty of conversations going on here.
Yeah, Catherine Bryce just getting her field absolutely right as she wants it. In over the wicket to Katie Mack. Takes a big swing. Keeper gathers.
Good that, isn't it, with the keeper up as well. Not a great deal of room for Katie Mack to work with. Keeper standing right up.
Absolutely. Applying early pressure there to the Lancashire batters. Catherine Bryce into Katie Mack. And that's gone through past the fielders. She's driven that all the way to the boundary for 4. First boundary for Katie Mack. That'll feel nice as they touch gloves in the middle there. She's up and away. And they're going to want to score plenty more of those, get up to a good total.
It's a good shot, wasn't it? Just reaching for it, but eased away through extra cover, just under the body of the fielder inside the circle. And as soon as it got through the infield, it's a quick outfield here, you'll get decent value for your shots.
Definitely. Catherine Bryce over to Katie Mack, and this time to point. The fielder's running round, but she's not going to get there. It's another 4 runs. Striking it really well so far, Katie Mack.
It's a good shot, isn't it? Played it late, going back, cutting the ball away through deep backward point. She's got at the previous delivery, gone forward into it and driven away through cover. That one going back and playing leg.
Catherine Bryce to Katie Mack again, and that goes behind, and it's a fielder giving chase. It's going to make it to the boundary. Like you said, it's a really rapid outfield there, and that's been cut down to 3rd, another 4 runs. So just dealing in boundaries, Katie Mack so far, and Kesteven to an extent as well. So Lancashire are up to 18 after the 2nd over. The loss of no wicket. Really good start, Scott.
Running's overrated, isn't it? Just dealing boundaries. It is a good start. Yeah.
They look comfortable and relaxed. They're seeing the ball really well.
Should be a good pitch here. Yeah, and you should get decent value for your runs. It'd be a good batting surface here.
Yeah, it's interesting that the Blaze chose to bowl first. They obviously want to have first use of that wicket. We'll have to come up with some plans to constrain the scoring a bit.
Ballinger sets off, second over of the day. Still a slip in place. Just dropped away into the onside. And there is no run. I think this is the pitch that was used on Thursday for the men's match. It is. Lancashire played Worcestershire here on Thursday evening.
Did they win that match?
They did.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a very happy place on Thursday.
I bet.
Not been many happy moments this season, but it certainly was on Thursday. Ballinger in. Appealing for an LBW. It felt like she maybe got something on that. No, leg bye has been given. You can try and work it away towards the leg side. Amy Clark umpiring at the Brian Statham end. Neil Pratt officiating at the James Anderson end. 19 without loss. Brings Mack back on strike. Left hand, right hand combination to open the batting for Lancashire Thunder. Ballinger's in again, bowls. Oh, it's gone for the ramp. It's Katie Mack. The keeper gets a glove on that. They scamper through for a single, but just rehearses the scoop at the non-striker's end.
Yeah, she's obviously feeling very bold at this early stage of the match. Got that Aussie swagger. Katie Mack.
She's had some good scores for Lancashire this season. A couple of half centuries. Top score of 84, which came in the one-day cup fixture against Surrey in Southport. Ballinger bowls again. That'll be 4 down to fine leg. Just helped on its way. 4 more for Lancashire Thunder. Score moves on to 24 without loss.
Yeah, they seem to be finding the gaps with ease.
There is a fine leg fielder in place, but reasonably square. Just able to help it around the corner for 4. Bright start this by Lancashire Thunder.
Yeah, absolutely.
2 balls left of the third over. 24 on the board. Ballinger bowls again, driven straight and firmly and for 4 down the ground. Successive boundaries. One helped around the corner down to fine leg for 4. The second, a lovely straight drive. 28 on the board now.
Oh, that was a gorgeous drive, and you thought for a moment that the fielder was, well, ended up just kind of maybe got a fingertip to the ball or a couple of inches away from her fingertips, but it was a hapless dive in the end.
28 without loss. Ballinger balls again, turn to the leg side this time, be worth a single just out towards the left of mid-on. And it is fielded by Kirsty Gordon, the Blaze skipper. It's the end of a pretty good over that. The leg by, a couple of boundaries, a couple of singles in there as well. 3 overs in. Lancashire Thunder, 29 runs on the board without the loss of a wicket. Kesteven on 15, Mack on 13. Nice, bright, positive start by these 2 opening batters.
Yeah, absolutely, and they seem to be seeing it really well. They're, you know, placing the ball where they want to go. They're no sort of lucky shots. You know, we saw Katie Mack with a bit of innovation, you know, getting into the scoop early doors. So, yeah, I think the Lancashire batters feeling quite confident and really relaxed into this bowling. So the skipper brings herself on now, Kirsty Gordon, see if she can settle things down a bit. Bowling from the James Anderson end to Kesteven. Just hits that straight back, no run. Kirsty Gordon, obviously a strike bowler for the Blaze, key wicket taker. Over the wicket to Kesteven, who hits that aerially. It's not going to go all the way to the boundary on the leg side, but they will run back for 2 runs. So Kirsty Gordon already sort of effecting a little bit of a, I mean, I wouldn't call it a full shot, but perhaps the first shot that wasn't entirely in control there for Kesteven. Was hit into space. Gordon in again to Kesteven, who just bats that to the leg side. No run. Gordon in from the Anderson end. Kesteven, now that's pick the gap, thresh that through the onside. The fielders are going to give chase, and it's over the boundary. 3 fielders chasing that ball. The ball was the winner in the end. It's another 4 runs to the total for Kesteven.
Lovely shot. Going back. Tall player.
Yes, yeah, tall, and that's the kind of shot we saw a lot of in that T20 Cup, in that match-winning, cup-winning innings. Lancashire fans will be really happy to see more of that. Gordon into Kesteven. She's hit that straight back. There is a fielder to clean up. I don't know if Kirsty Gordon got any fingertips to that at all to slow it down, but she did stick a hand out to try and catch it. But it was struck firmly enough to get past the bowler. The batter's through for 1 run, and Katie Mack will be facing Kirsty Gordon for the first time. Katie Mack batting right-handed. Gordon in. That's driven straight back to the bowler. So at the end of 4 overs, Lancashire are 36.
Yeah, good opening positive partnership here. Really good start. Kesteven 22, Mack on 13. Paul Shaw's going to come and join you at the end of the next over. Be really interested to get Paul's views on Tilly Kesteven. And look, just watching her, I mean, this is the first time I've seen her play live, but really calm approach to batting. Very, I mean, she's playing the ball quite late, letting the ball come to her, but not forcing it at all. It's really, really accomplished.
She's only 20 years old as well, and just, you know, batting with such maturity and poise and presence at the crease. A really exciting batter.
It doesn't look like she's kind of forcing it. It doesn't look like she's kind of chasing it.
And you hear her speak as well, and she speaks as she bats.
Here's Glenn in bowls. It's off the back foot. Worked out towards the leg side by Kesteven. Picked up at mid-wicket, no run.
So they've got their big gun spinners, Blaze, bowling from each end. Really wanting to get a wicket.
Yeah, need a breakthrough here, don't they? 36 on the board. We're in the 5th over. Pushed away with the front foot back to Glenn. And there's no bowling, no addition to the score. They've got 2 fielders beyond the fielding circle. That's permitted in the power plays. The deep mid-wicket and long on. Can they find a breakthrough here? The spinners in tandem. And bowling. Chipped away through mid-on by Kesteven for a single. Seems to really be able to pick her shots out nicely too as well. Working the ball around, finding gaps. Playing late, not forcing it. Lovely timing. Impressive start. Picking up from where she left off on Monday at Taunton.
Absolutely, you know, I think that innings will have really, I mean, she will have known what she's capable of, but that will have really just shown herself and everybody what she can do.
Max on strike, 13 not out. And Glenn was about to come in and just checks back. Balls this time. Mac goes back, plays it late, plays it nicely for 4. Cut away through the offside. Again, as soon as it gets through that infield, the ball will skip along this surface pretty quickly to the boundary. 4 more.
That exactly bisected the 2 fielders there at point. Exactly in the middle. So well placed and a beautifully struck shot.
It's 41 without loss. Katie Mack moves to 17 from just 8 deliveries. Down the pitch she comes, drives away. 4 more through extra cover. It's a really nice display of batting here by both these 2. Really lovely shot selection.
Absolutely, and you know what, the crowd is growing and they're really being treated by their home team to some fantastic batting.
45 without loss, 1 ball left of the 5th over. Katie Mack moves to 21, and problems here for Kirsty Gordon and for the Blaze as to how they try and find a breakthrough. say they've gone to kind of their gun spinners. Kirsty Gordon from one end and Glenn from this. In and balls. Oh, no ball. It's worked out through the leg side by Mack. Just shuffling forward and nudging the ball away to mid-wicket, but just overstepping.
And that's a sign of, I think, the batters putting a little bit of pressure back onto the bowlers. You know, having won the toss, they'll have put Lancashire in. Certainly not expecting this result at this stage of the game. So perhaps a little bit of nerves and discomfort with the situation from the Blaze here.
Free hit as well for the no ball. 47 without loss. Final ball of the 5th. This is the free hit. It's in the air. Will be caught. But with the free hit, they take the single. It's the end of the 5th over. So 48 on the board. 5 overs gone. And a really positive start here, Faith, for Lancashire Thunder.
A very positive start for Thunder. The best possible start, you know, you might say. They're scoring quickly, they're picking their gaps, they're not taking any unnecessary risks. Everything just seems to be coming off the bat nicely. They're seeing the ball really well. Responding to the plans of the Blaze, who need to now come up with something if they're going to try and have a breakthrough and break this partnership.
Okay, I'll leave you. Paul Shaw, come and join you.
So they've turned to Cassidy McCarthy, who's going to be bowling from the James Anderson end. Right arm medium. And it'll be Kestevan to face. Cassidy into Kestevan. Now that hits her on the pads. There's a big appeal, but seems to be going down leg, I think. Nothing giving from the umpire. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Welcome, Paul Shaw.
Thank you very much. Great to be back at Old Trafford, or Emirates Old Trafford. And a little bit of sun, actually, shining across the ground, Faye, which is always good. I did bring my sun cream just in case, because occasionally it does shine in Manchester, doesn't it? So they tell me.
Absolutely. Always pack your sun cream.
What a great start by Thunder.
A brilliant start. Cassidy McCarthy now into Katie Mack. Uses her feet. She hits that square. And they scamper through just for the 1 run. Yeah, really strong start for Lancashire. I don't think it will surprise many. They've been starting really well, whether opening the batting or chasing. It's a bit of a pattern this season for them, that having a strong start and taking it through to the middle. So they'll want to continue this way, I'm sure. Kestevan on strike. Cassidy in, and she's bowled her. Middle stump, middle of middle. Bails go flying. Finally, the breakthrough that the Blaze were after at 50 for 1.
Yeah, and this is a good delivery. Uses the angle from around the wicket into the left-hander. The ball continues on that angle. Pretty full ball. And the pace also of McCarthy is just a yard quicker than other bowlers perhaps on show today. So Stevenson made a good start, though. 24 off the 23 deliveries and got Thunder into a good position, which the dismissal of Stevenson brings in Seren Smale. Scores 50 for 1, and we're still inside the power play.
Yeah, so finally the Blaze get the breakthrough. Cassidy McCarthy, as you say, just a little bit, maybe a little bit faster than the other bowlers. Managed to just get past the bat on that angle. And Kestevan is back to the hutch. But having set the tone, I think, that the Lancashire batters will want to maintain.
Yeah, absolutely. She's a good young player coming through the academy, and has done a brilliant job. And yeah, she's certainly made a great start to her full debut as such. And in that last delivery, it was the angle, but also a little bit of swing in that delivery.
Seren Smale to face. It goes past the bat, retrieved by the keeper. Seren Smale, also a very good batter. She won't try to hang around. She plays her shots, plays very positively. We'll want to keep this good start going for Lancashire. McCarthy over the wicket to Smale. That's driven through the covers. That's going to go away for 4. The fielders are just jogging after it to retrieve the ball. There'll be no chasing that ball. Very nicely off the mark for Seren Smale.
Yeah, that's a great shot. We can see Seren Smale just getting into stride nicely there. Good base to strike the ball from, and uses the body to actually get momentum through the ball and times the ball beautifully away across the square for a very well timed 4 runs, and she's off the mark.
McCarthy into Smale. Oh, that's bounced really high. She's that's been called a wide by the umpire. Don't know if that slipped off her hands or a sort of mistimed bouncer as attempted, but it's a bit of a wild bounce for high above Seren Smale's head. She'll have to bowl that one again.
Yeah, just a little bit too short there. I mean, she does have the pace, does McCarthy, and does look to bowl bounces from time to time.
Into Smale. That's defended.
Incidentally, the run rate at the moment by the Thunder batting unit is 9.60, so still in the power play, and the score's on 56 for 1 with 1 ball remaining in that power play.
McCarthy, and that's defended by Smale. So a really good over for the Blaze from McCarthy. The wicket of Tilly Kesteven. Lancashire have scored 56 after 9.3 overs. No, I thought that was the end of the over there. After 6 overs, I beg your pardon.
Yeah, it's a really good power play from Lancashire Thunder. They'll be delighted with that. Of course, was a new partnership at the top of the order, wasn't it? With obviously Jones being injured and Lamb being called into the England team. Of course, played yesterday in the one-day international, so it brought Mack and Stevenson together.
Kirsty Gordon. That's driven straight to the fielder at cover. It's Katie Mack back on strike.
Kirsty Gordon, of course, the Blaze captain, is very competitive, isn't she? So she'll do all she can.
Definitely, and that's hit firmly. There's a fielder to stop that from getting past the ring. So 2 dots to start this over. Yes, absolutely. She's known for her competitive fighting spirit, Kirsty Gordon, and won't be happy at being taken for 9 and over in the power play. And with the fielders now able to spread her field a bit more, they'll want to contain Lancashire. As she's into Katie Mack, who pulls that hard. 1 bounce for 4. Really good shot. Katie Mack continues her momentum.
Yeah, it's a great shot. This Mack picks the length very, very quickly. It's a drag down, rocks back onto the back foot, creates space, and hits that ball really hard through the infield there, through a relatively vacant mid-wicket, and beats the 2 sweepers on the boundary for 4 more runs for Lancashire Thunder.
Gordon into Mack, uses her feet. There is a fielder to cut that one off. Well recovered by Kirsty Gordon after that boundary.
Mack already on 27 of 15 deliveries, I think.
Gordon into Katie Mack. Hits that straight and goes through for 1 run.
What Mack will do is she'll look to obviously hit the boundary. She times it quite well, and she's a very busy cricketer, so she'll be pushing Seren Smale to run 2. So with the field going out now, there's opportunities and little pockets for 2s as well as boundaries from time to time. So I'm sure that will be part of Mack's plan.
Gordon into Smale, defends that.
It's well bowled that to finish that over.
At the end of 7 overs, Lancashire on 61, the loss of 1 wicket. That was Kesteven, who was clean bowled by Cassidy McCarthy.
I had a chat with the ground staff before the game. They said this is the pitch that the men played on just a couple of days ago against Rapids, where 170 played 170 odd. And just out of power play, it didn't look easy to get the ball away when the boys balled round about short of the length and put the fielders out square. It looked quite difficult to get away. So if the Blaze ballers are able to hit the length for this pitch, it could bring themselves back in the game and frustrate the Thunder players. But I have to say the Thunder have made a great start at 61 for 1, just off 7 overs.
Sarah Glenn with ball in hand, just getting the position of the umpire right for her run up. Sarah Glenn bowling to Katie Mack from the James Anderson end. Katie Mack shuffles down, hits that straight to long on, 1 run. Just calling in her square fielder, Sarah Glenn, back into the ring. Seren Smale on strike now. Sarah Glenn in. Oh, Smale takes a bit of a swing at that. She off the back foot, but doesn't connect. Retrieved by the keeper.
Yeah, Glenn doesn't necessarily spin the ball a long way for a leg spinner, but she does bowl a lot of top spinners, so she just gets that little bit of bounce and the ball goes straight on a lot.
And that's hit straight on the offside.
So Glenn does get a lot of LBWs and balls bowling wicket to wicket, and often the batters play for that little bit of spin when it doesn't spin. So it'll be an interesting phase of play, this.
Katie Mack on strike. Glenn over the wicket. Oh, she's reversed her bat, and that's going all the way to the boundary. A switch hit from Katie Mack there. And that's travelled at speed past backward point. 4 more runs.
It has premeditated shot, this, but what a great shot that is. And the ball just bounces and spins past, I think, an experienced, actually. I think it's Georgia Elwes at backward point. I'm not sure, actually. I can't quite see. My eyes might just be failing me at the ripe old age that I am.
Glenn into Mack. This time she pulls that one square. There is a fielder there to cut it off. They'll get through for 1 run. Yeah, she's got lots of shots in her locker, Katie Mack. I think that is Georgia Elwes there at point. Birthday girl. Happy birthday to Georgia Elwes. Sarah Glenn. And that's cut to point, past point. There is a fielder going to retrieve that. Seren Smale scampering back for 2. And they make 2 runs easily. So Lancashire re-establishing control perhaps at the end of the 8th over there. 70 for 1.
Yeah, just what we were talking about towards the back end of that over, we saw both batters really pushing hard, turning 1s into 2s, and I think that's a really important strategy, I guess, and technique in the mid-overs, as well as those out of power play boundaries. That hard running and turning 1s into 2s, I think, is really important. But just looking at the score now, as you say, 70 for 1 off just 8 overs, a run rate of 8.75. And Katie Mack, the Australian overseas, has got 34 off just 19 deliveries. So it's a great platform that the Lancashire Thunder top 3 have created for the rest of this innings.
Georgia Elwes now with bowling hand, bowling to Katie Mack, who just pushes that into the leg side, runs hard through for 1 run, starts off on another, but there's no time to get that second run. Yeah, I do agree with you about the running those hard 2s, and you know, Katie Mack and Seren Smale are athletic players who will try and get those runs, and that's something that Lancashire have been doing really well this season in all their wins, is not just boundaries but running those hard 2s, 3s when they're available. Into, and that's struck by Seren Smale into the leg side. You always see Katie Mack sort of halfway back for another run, no matter the situation. So it's a really kind of positive attitude to have, always ready. She's so rapid across the turf, but of course also watchful of her partner on the other side. Elwes into Katie Mack. That's hit high. It's going to land safely. Backward square leg. Just the one run from that shot, but that did go aerially. No fielders directly underneath it, but the Blaze won't be too upset about seeing that go high. Georgia Elwys, Seren Smale into the leg side. One more run. So rotating the strike when they can't get the boundaries away. Really important to keep that scoreboard ticking.
Yeah, for sure. And the way Smale has started, she's getting in good positions and hitting the ball hard down the ground, which is a really good sign for her and for this Thunder team.
Elwys into Mack, straight back to the bowler.
Very experienced performer, Elwys, isn't she? When I was England coach many years ago now, she was in the England squad as a developing cricketer, and very useful with the bat and with the ball, and ball's decent lengths, but actually mixes up the pace quite a lot. So as the game goes on, she could be a good performer for the Blaze.
Elwys into Mack, who attempts a scoop, doesn't get anywhere, but yeah, she's still looking to use all parts of the ground. At the end of 9 overs, Lancashire 74 for 1.
And a good over there from Georgia Elwys. She's just pulled the Blaze back into the game slightly and stemmed the boundaries as such for the Thunder batters. Katie Mack and Seren Smale are in the middle at the moment and are forming a decent partnership. Smale's got 9 off 9 and Mack 36 off 23, and scores 74 for 1 with the 11 overs remaining in this game. So the scene is set, the platform's there, and be a case of the Lancashire Thunder team really see if they can post around about 160. I would think they'll have their eye on at this point in time.
The wicket taker Cassidy McCarthy is bowling now from the James Anderson end. Into Smale, who pulls that straight to a fielder, square leg. He did get through for 1 run.
Yeah, she's just got half a yard, McCarthy, hasn't she? And not afraid to bowl the short ball. But the pleasing thing there is Smale's picked the length well and got into a really good position early, hasn't she, to play that pull shot.
McCarthy into Katie Mack. Takes a swing and a miss. Retrieved by the keeper, dot ball.
Just a reminder of the people outside of the circle, seeing as we're out of the power play. We've got deep cover, fine leg, deep square leg, and a deep mid wicket.
McCarthy into Katie Mack. And that's cut behind. Diving fielder, but it's going to go for 4 runs. Another 4 runs to off the bat of Katie Mack.
Yeah, Katie Mack moves on to 40. We just got a chance to look at the replay. A thick outside edge, and it just got past the despairing dive of short third. The ball run towards the boundary for 4 runs.
Good over for Lancashire so far. McCarthy into Katie Mack, takes a few steps towards the ball and misses again. That goes past the bat.
Ooh.
Now, so she's taking a run. There's a little bit of a mix-up with the fielding. The keeper sort of rolled it back towards the bowler, and Katie Mack saw that as an opportunity to get through for 1 quick run. Seren Smale wasn't quite on the same page, but she did get on board quickly enough to to get through safely.
We had both batters almost at the same end, both at the non-strikers end at one moment, having what could have been a fairly tricky conversation.
Yeah, definitely.
But they managed to get through. Well bowled though by McCarthy. She bowled a slow ball, I think.
Absolutely. And that's driven by Seren Smale. There'll be 1 run. She's always looking for that extra run, isn't she, Katie Mack? That feels like a very kind of Australian thing almost, like leave no runs out there.
Absolutely, and I think it's a really good mindset to have. And talking to the coaching staff here at Thunder, her attitude and character has had a ripple effect across the squad, so that's positive too.
Wonderful signing for the team. That's driven straight to fielder at short extra cover. No run. Good stop.
It's a good stop. That was hit hard and it bounced probably half volley. This wasn't easy across the wicket ends there. So, yeah, scores 81 for 1 off 10 overs. So it's a really good start for the Thunder batting unit. They'll be delighted, and Blaze will just be looking to pull this game back in the middle period of this game. And 10 overs left, scores 81 for 1. Smells on 11, and Mac is on 40 off 20.
Hello, Paul.
Hello, David. How are you?
You pop up in all the nicest of places. We were at Headingley earlier on in the week together, and now we've come across to the red side.
What I have to ask, though, Dave, probably the most important question of the day: have you brought any cherry Bakewells? Because at Headingley they were fantastic.
Well, you get better looked after here. We better whisper that. Here's Catherine Bryce then to start the 11th over. This is turned away onto the leg side by Seren Smale. Did a game last night, Paul, 160, played 160 to get the blast underway for the Blaze, and we're on course for something similar here, 80 at the halfway stage. But to start with a tie at Trent Bridge last night was just a terrific way to get the competition underway for the women, as the next ball from Catherine Bryce eased into the offside, and they come back for a couple of runs. Just sat with Bumble next door, and there was one observation we were both sort of making. They've perhaps left a run or two out there. They've been taking comfortable singles so far, the Thunder, instead of pushing hard for 2, but I think that's got to change now. Going to need to put the toe down. 84 for 1. Next ball is driven crisply up to mid-off, and they'll take the run. Throw from Georgia Elwis is, in fact, it's Kirsty Gordon, the skipper, narrowly off target. It's a bit of a mixed bag in the field last night from the Blaze. A couple of excellent catches. There was a direct hit as well to execute a run out at a crucial time, broke the opening partnership, but there were also 1 or 2 misfields, and a chance or 2 went down. This ball is driven down the ground by Smale for another run. 86 for 1. Just can't put the brakes on the scoring, can they?
That's the challenge, isn't it? The Thunder got off to such a good start. They're actually then slowing it down is difficult, and because I think in this phase of play, as you rightly said, they're just beginning to look to run 2s a lot better than they were probably in the power play.
Catherine Bryce bowls a delivery that's dug in nice and short, but it's really nicely handled by Katie Mack. She got into a position, she obviously picked up the length of that delivery very quickly, realised it was short, but then it seemed to get on to her quickly, and she improvised by just helping it on its way, scooping it past Sarah Bryce, the keeper, for another boundary.
Yeah, she looked to reverse, didn't she, but just managed to get enough on that ball, and as you rightly say, it's just gone over the Sarah Bryce, the keeper.
Sarah's sister Catherine bowling the next delivery, which is turned up to mid-on for a run. That's the end of the over. Catherine Bryce was on strike the last ball of the match at Trent Bridge last night, wanting 2, and there was only ever a single. They sort of made a token effort to try and get back for the second, but Maddie Green was, well, she was barely in the picture. She was run out by a long way. So honours even last night at Trent Bridge between the Blaze and the Bears. How will this one pan out over the next hour and a half, 2 hours?
So 2 good games yesterday then, because I actually listened to you and watched you on live stream with the men's game afterwards.
Crikey.
Notts Outlaws knocking off 226. What a game that was.
Yeah, just like that. Just like that.
Shot.
Kirsty Gordon bowling, and this is hit away through the leg side. Nice looking shot by Katie Mack. She goes to a half century from 32 deliveries. She's fairly short in stature, but she doesn't half pack a punch. She's played some delightful shots over the course of this 11 and a bit overs. Next delivery is again driven down the ground. There'll be just one. Oh, hang on, there's a slight misfield in the deep by Cassidy McCarthy. She did well to get there, and it was like a swimmer doing a tumble turn. She went head over heels and the ball got away from her.
Yeah, Katie Mack's playing a really good innings here, and also really looking to push hard, hitting gaps, looking to run hard.
Kirsty Gordon balls just held that one back a little bit, the slow left arm spinner, and attempted reverse from Katie Mack. That's it straight to the fielder. There's no run. Wickets in hand here. Really good opportunity for the Thunder to post a big score, and that's turned away nicely to deep mid-wicket. Marie Kelly out there, and ball has got underneath her. That probably should have been stopped. A couple of runs escaping the blaze there. I think it was always going to be 2, but should have been stopped on the boundary edge.
Yeah, it's a good shot from Mack. She gets down the pitch, hits the ball hard into the pocket, but actually, yeah, disappointing. A little bit of fielding on the boundary.
Kirsty Gordon in again, drops this on the leg side and turned away to deep mid-wicket for 1 run. Be an interesting comparison between the 2 slow left armers, Kirsty Gordon skippering the blaze, and of course Sophie Eccleston playing for the Thunder today. There's Gordon in once more. Next one's cut through the offside and away for 4. It was just a little too short and sat up. It was an open invitation for Seren Smale just to cut it away. Square on the offside. Lovely looking shot, and the Thunder, as we were just saying, just needed to pick up the tempo a little bit, and that was a really good over from them. 15 in that over. Not really helped by 1 or 2 slight misfields in the deep. One from Cassidy McCarthy and one from Marie Kelly.
Yeah, Thunder's just put the foot down here, but they've put the foot down in a percentage way, so they're not taking undue risk. They're just looking to get to the pitch, rock back also, and look to hit the ball hard and hit the gaps, and they've done that incredibly well in the last couple of overs. But really important here for Blaze just to slow this. The runs that are accumulating and flowing quite naturally for Thunder. It's important to get themselves back into the game.
Georgia Elvis back into the attack. 1 over earlier on for 4 runs. Oh, that's a good catch. Sarah Glenn at point. A really, really sharp catch. Excellent bit of fielding. She just plucked that out of the air magnificently. And Katie Mack's innings ends on 59. An absolute top draw catch there by Sarah Glenn. And, well, she didn't even really over-egg the celebration, did she? She knew that was a good one.
What a great catch that was, because Max hit that ball pretty hard, hasn't she? And then what a wonderful catch from Sarah Glenn. One-handed, just plucked that one out of the sky, because that ball was travelling. And that's a wicket for Blaze that they wanted as well. Katie Mack, 59 off just 37 deliveries, and hopefully they'll be looking to wrestle back a little bit more momentum now on the back of that wicket. And what that does do, it brings Fee Morris, that loves T20 format of cricket, to the wicket, and Lancs Thunder at 106 for 2.
Another right-hander wearing number 31 out there, taking guard from our umpire Amy Clark. If Sarah Glenn had thrown that skywards and done a couple of laps of the Old Trafford outfield, I don't think anybody could have blamed her. That was a really good catch, but she just took it in a stride. She's very nonchalant in the celebrations. There's Elvis into Fee Morris, and another precious dot ball as Morris just has a little look at the bowling and eases it back to her. Sun just trying to break through here. It's been by and large a cloudy morning. Made my way up from Nottingham, obviously fairly early on. Cloud followed me from the East Midlands, but I think the Sun's trying its level best to come and join us this afternoon. Elvis in to Fee Morris. She's off the mark, just turning it away behind square, out into the deep to Maddie Green. 1 run.
Yeah, that got Fee Morris off the mark, so she's now in a position where she'll want to be really positive in this phase of play. But it's important to get herself in while scoring runs.
There's Elvis. Right on, medium pace of bowls, just short of a length, pulled out into the leg side, out to Catherine Bryce. One more to Thunder. 108 for 2 in the 13th over.
We've got 1 or 2 in as well, Dave, haven't we? 1 or 2 with a nice fluttering of people around the ground, which is good to see.
And I'm sure as the afternoon goes on, that will build.
Yep, great value, of course, with your tickets. Buy one, get one free. You can get 2 matches for your purchase price. As Elvis comes in and bowls to Morris, drives it down the ground. Fielded by Marie Kelly here, who'll open the batting for the Blaze in half an hour, 40 minutes time or whatever. Another single, 109 for 2, 1 ball left in the 13th. So this has been a very good over so far for the Blaze. Just 3 runs and a wicket of Katie Mack. There's Elvis in once more. Sarah Bryce standing up to the wicket, and this is pushed back past the bowler for a single. So just 4 from that over, and it's really just the stemming momentum that the Blaze were looking for. 110 for 2 after 13. 10 and over from here would be 180, and after the start I would think the Thunder would be eyeing up something of that sort of proportion.
Yeah, I think they will certainly be looking to target 180, be happy with 170, be slightly disappointed with 160. But the next couple of overs is really important for both teams. I mean, I'm just looking at Georgia Elvis's figures there, about 2 overs, 1 for 8 in those 2 overs. So she's been really important in just stemming the flow of runs from this Lancashire batting unit, and Blaze will be happy with that. And it's really important that she's backed up at the other end and bowlers bowl in partnership, and if they can do that over the next 2 or 3 overs, then that momentum might just shift a little way back to the Blaze.
Grace Ballinger back into the attack. She bowled 2 overs at the start of the innings from our end of the ground, the media centre end, the Brian Statham end. Now switching to the far end. She's going to be going round the wicket with a left arm, medium fast. First 2 overs went for 15 runs. And she comes to bowl to Smale. We'll just drop this on the leg side. She's picked a gap nicely, but there'll only be a single. So Nelson on the board for the superstitious. You need to lift your feet off the ground now. You believe all that sort of stuff? Do you salute your magpies?
That's easy for me. Little legs. Yeah, I should say there's just a breeze blowing across the ground, so it's Thunder will be thinking about which way they'll be looking to strike the ball into if they're going into the air. Go with the wind.
Ballinger in now to Fee Morris, who's fresh at the crease. This one's pitched up outside off. It was full-length delivery from Ballinger, which wasn't taken cleanly by Sarah Bryce, but no damage done. It just ran a pace or 2 behind it. So another precious dot ball. It really is the commodity that the fielding side are always looking for in this format. Sarah Glenn at backward point. Just wondering if she can pull off another superb catch if something comes her way. This one instead is turned on the leg side by Morris. She's run the first one. And that's all there'll be. Seems like at the fall of the wicket, Kirsty Gordon has obviously got all the players together, all the Blaze players together in that huddle, and just emphasise the need now to be right on their game. No more misfields. Everybody, if you're on the one, get tight in on the one. Try and put a little bit of pressure back on the Thunder. As Ballinger bowls now, hit to deep mid-wicket, but there's protection out there. Just a single. It's Catherine Bryce. Has found a way over on the point side of the ground. 113 for 2. And conversely, Thunder know they've got wickets in hand here, and they'll be looking to rattle along. 8, 9s and 10s and over from here on in. Good over so far from Birmingham-born Ballinger. And there's number 1, and this one is down the leg side and just helped on its way. Cassidy may McCarthy is fielding.
Yeah, you're right. It's been a good over, hasn't it, so far? It's about finishing off this over now. So Thunder will be looking to get a boundary off this over, and players will clearly be looking to get a dot ball and finish the over really strongly.
It's quite a culture shock from commentating at Trent Bridge last night, which, even though the rope was pushed out, it's a very small ground in comparison to Old Trafford as Ballinger bowls. And again, there's a lot of energy put into that shot by Seren Smale. It's only one, and 5 runs coming from that over, 5 singles and a dot. Grace Ballinger and indeed her skipper Kirsty Gordon will take that all day long.
Yeah, for sure. They're just wrestling just a little bit of momentum back from Thunder. The last 2 overs that we've seen have not gone for that many runs. So there could be a little bit of frustration building, and the conversation that both batters are having in the middle now, I'm sure will be looking to hit the ball hard and hit the gaps and run, turn ones into twos. We know that'll be the conversation. But from Blazers' perspective, as I said, they're just wrestling this momentum back. So they have a real chance here. And Georgia Elvis, this over, again, is quite a crucial over. If she can get out this over in a good place, then they're back in the game.
So it's to be Elvis, the bowl to Smale. This one, well, I was just waiting for the umpire to stretch out her arms. I fancy it went full down the leg side and was stopped by the pads of Sarah Bryce, but might just have brushed the batter's pads. I was expecting that to be called for a leg side wide, but it wasn't. Dot ball. Here comes Elvis again. Needs to get a line right. Pulled away, and this might just find the gap on the leg side. No, it's a really good bit of fielding.
It is.
It's Catherine Bryce again.
Excellent. I was watching Bryce then out on the boundary, and as soon as the batter went on, just rocked back onto that ball, she was already moving, so anticipating really well, got to the ball quickly. Really good stop, good throw in. That's really important, isn't it?
Yeah. She's doing the long yards as well, deep mid-wicket on both sides with the 2 right-handers there. This one's floated up, and Fee Morris plays all around it, nestles in the gloves of Sarah Bryce. Marie Kelly's long on to long on, and Catherine